Hi all, welcome to BIAS Academy, Science and Technology audio notes for prelims and mains, Unit 3, Part 1, Chapter 7. So, the unit is Indian Space Program, ISRO satellites, uses of satellites in health, education, communication, weather forecasting. Under Chapter 7, the topics which we are going to cover are Chandrayaan 1, objectives, PSLV C-11 launch vehicle, payloads, premature termination of Chandrayaan, significance of it, and the achievements of Chandrayaan 1. After that, we'll see Chandrayaan 2, components, launch and landing problems of Chandrayaan 2, and finally the significance. Next is Mangalyaan, which is also called as Mars Orbiter Mission or MOM. We'll look at the objectives, launch, payloads, significance. And the last topic is AstroSat, the launch of AstroSat and objectives of it. So let's start with the first topic. It is Chandrayaan 1, which is very important. Chandrayaan 1 is India's first extraterrestrial and lunar mission. The major objective of India's space program from the beginning was to extend the applications of space sciences to the common man. This vision helped India to establish a dedicated INSAT and IRS satellite systems. We have discussed about INSAT and IRS satellite systems in the previous videos. If you haven't got any idea, please go to the previous videos and watch them. Okay, coming to Chandrayaan 1, in 1999 at the annual meeting of Indian Academic Sciences, which was held in Bengaluru. So there was a symposium which was conducted on moon where scientists presented the moon project for the first time in 1999. Later ISRO appointed a task force or a task force committee under George Joseph, which was asked to probe certain issues like India's capability to launch a satellite onto the moon, the type of experiments that can be conducted, and the availability of human and technical resources inside and outside India, cost of such program, and the time period will be required. So the committee accordingly submitted a report based on which ISRO designed a project called Chandrayaan 1 program. The Government of India gave green signal to Chandrayaan 1 program in 2003. Finally, ISRO launched Chandrayaan 1 on October 22, 2008 by using PSLV C-11. I'll repeat, the government gave a green signal for the Chandrayaan 1 program in 2003. Chandrayaan 1 was launched by ISRO on 22nd October 2008 by using PSLV C-11. Remember, this is very important. When was the Chandrayaan 1 launched? October 22nd, 2008. What was the vehicle used, launch vehicle used? PSLV C-11. Okay, let's look at the objectives of Chandrayaan. We'll look at the main objectives. The first one is to establish a permanent base station on moon for future exploration. Why do you need a base station? Which will be useful Okay. This is the 14th PSLV launch and the 13th consecutive successful launch. PSLV C11 was launched in its XL configuration for the first time. The weight of it was 44. The weight is 320 tons and the length is 44 meters tall. PSLV launched Chandrayaan 1 into the geo transfer orbit of 36,000 kilometers. Remember, PSLV C11 launched Chandrayaan 1 into a geo transfer orbit. Which orbit? Geo transfer orbit. At 36,000 kilometers. Okay. Later, the satellites propelled into geo transfer orbit of 1 lakh kilometers. From 36,000 kilometers it was propelled to 1 lakh kilometers. The next maneuvering took the satellite into a flight path towards the moon. So, the satellite was taken into a 1,000 kilometer polar orbit of the moon. From there, it was launched into 100 kilometer polar orbit of the moon. Which orbit? Polar orbit, right. Okay. Chandrayaan 1 spacecraft is the first extraterrestrial space mission, which we know. In a polar orbit. So, now ISRO has identified a threat of high temperatures. Okay. Chandrayaan 1 got almost burnt due to this high temperatures. ISRO was unable to estimate the test temperature in the outer space of the moon, particularly they could not estimate the temperatures in 1,000 kilometer polar orbit. In May 2009, star sensor of Chandrayaan 1 got completely damaged. Why? Because of high temperature. Immediately, ISRO raised that Chandrayaan 1 from 100 kilometer orbit to 200 kilometer polar orbit. Why? So that temperature would be less at 200 kilometer polar orbit. But such an orbit raising without the help of star sensor. Why without the help of star sensor? Because our star sensor got damaged. So without the star sensor, our Chandrayaan 1 was lifted from 1,000 kilometers polar orbit to 100 kilometers polar orbit to 200 kilometers polar orbit. Okay, this resulted in misalignment of solar panels of the satellite. So this further resulted in draining of the onboard battery and interrupted the power supply to the scientific instruments of the satellite. So the first one is due to high temperature, it was damaged. What was damaged? Star sensor. After that, it was lifted from 100 kilometers to 200 kilometers. So it resulted in misalignment of solar panels, so which interrupted the power supply. Right? So now on August 29, 2009 at 12:30 am, last images were received from Chandrayaan. At around 1:30 am, ISRO lost complete contact with Chandrayaan 1. In the first week of September 2009, the representatives of NASA, ISRO, ESA conducted a meeting at ISRO headquarters and announced Chandrayaan 1 achieved 90% success even though it was prematurely terminated. Okay, it was terminated fine. Then what is the significance of Chandrayaan 1? India succeeded in its first extraterrestrial lunar exploration. India succeeded in its first extraterrestrial lunar exploration program. The construction of a complex spacecraft within 11 scientific instruments is a significant achievement of ISRO. We have discussed what are the 11 scientific instruments that Chandrayaan carried. Garnering international cooperation, that too within a first extraterrestrial mission, can be considered as a significant breakthrough in the lunar exploration. The space agencies like NASA, European Space Agency, and country like Bulgaria sent their instruments on board Chandrayaan 1. ISRO succeeded in developing 5 major scientific payloads that probed the moon very effectively. The Indian payload, Moon Impact Probe, was made to descend onto the moon surface. It hoisted the tricolor flag, the Indian tricolor flag, on the moon, which can be considered as a remarkable achievement in the scientific history. The Moon Impact Probe was made to descend. So it touched the moon surface and it hoisted our Indian tricolor flag. Okay. The American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronauts recognized the importance of Chandrayaan 1 and selected the spacecraft for Space 2009 award. Which award? Space 2009 award. Okay. The International Lunar Exploration Working Group identified Chandrayaan as the most important milestone in the lunar exploration. So now let's look at the achievements of Chandrayaan 1. It was the first extraterrestrial and first lunar mission. It orbited the moon for around 312 days. How many days? 312 days and 3,400 times. 3,400 times it orbited around the moon for 312 days. Okay. Immediately after termination of Chandrayaan 1 in August 2009, ISRO convened a meeting in the first week of September, which was attended by representatives of NASA, European Space Agency, Bulgaria. After detailed analysis, it was declared that Chandrayaan 1 was a successful mission and could achieve more than 90% of its objectives. So it achieved 90% of its objectives. The M3, that is Moon Mineralogy Mapper of NASA, examined large parts of the moon surface and was first to find traces of water on the moon in the form of hydroxyl ion. In which form? Hydroxyl ion. This form of water was found only on sunlight areas. I mean, wherever the sunlight fell, in that areas they could identify water in the form of hydroxyl ions, but not on the dark areas. So what does this imply? It implies that moon acts like a sponge and is attracting protons from the sun. So it means they could find hydroxyl ions, that is a form of water, only on the sunlit areas, not in the dark areas. That means that moon is acting like a sponge which is attracting the protons from the sun. Okay. The studies by Chandrayaan 1 proved that ocean magma hypothesis, an origin of the moon, was correct. The studies of Chandrayaan 1 proved that ocean magma hypothesis about the origin of moon was correct. This hypothesis says that moon was earlier in molten form, that is liquid form or molten form, before coming to its present state. The M3, what is M3? Moon Mineralogy Mapper, has found the presence of a new lunar rock dominated by a mineral called magnesium spinel. So M3 found the presence of a new rock, which is made up of magnesium spinel. It consists of magnesium, iron, aluminum, chromium oxide. The mini SAR of NASA discovered ice deposits in the form of more than 40 craters. What is a crater? A depression in the land surface is a crater. So mini SAR payload of the NASA discovered ice which is deposited in the 40 craters of the moon, mostly in North Pole. It also found a permanently shadowed polar crater which is not visible from the Earth. So they found a big crater which is not visible from the Earth. Okay. The next payload, the Terrain Mapping Camera, that is TMC, which is of India, the Terrain Mapping Camera of India, has provided more than 70,000 3D, that is third dimension images of the moon. How many pictures they captured? 70,000 images which are in 3D. Okay, it also found the landing site of Apollo mission. Apollo mission belongs to which country? USA, right. RTMC found landing site of Apollo mission of USA which took humans onto the moon. Okay. The ISRO's hyperspectral imager and TMC together mapped 70% of the moon's surface, whereas M3 NASA mapped 95% of the lunar surface. The C1XS of the European Space Agency has identified 24 weak solar storms in the sun. It has also identified titanium and calcium in the moon's crust and also estimated correctly magnesium, iron, aluminum present in the moon crust. The Chandrayaan-1 even identified a cave near the lunar equator which is around 1.7 km long and 120 meter wide. So these are the achievements. So we have started with the launch and then we have seen the objectives of it. What were the objectives? When was it launched? Launched by ISRO on October 22nd, 2008. Main objectives are to build a permanent base station, to map entire lunar surface, map mineral content, find existence of water, study the origin of moon, to map the entire atmosphere, understand the gravitational force, study outer space in relation to radiation, identify suitable space for landing a lander from ISRO conceived and developed Chandrayaan-2 project as an extension of lunar exploration started by Chandrayaan-1. Simply put, it is part 2 of Chandrayaan-1 like Bahubali 1 and Bahubali 2. The Chandrayaan-2 is the second lunar mission of India, which involved a launch of an orbiter and a lander with a rover. What did it involve? It involved an orbiter plus a lander with a rover. Rover is a moving object like a small, it's like a car, small car. That's a rover. It moves on the moon surface. Okay, what is the main objective of Chandrayaan-2? It is to achieve soft landing as well as run the rover on the moon surface. The major scientific objectives of Chandrayaan-2 are: one is understanding the topography of the moon and carry out 3D mapping of lunar surface. Second objective, study the mineral composition of the lunar crust and presence of hydroxyl form of water and, if possible, the frozen form of water. Third objective is study the conditions of outer space of the moon. What are the objectives? Understanding the topography of the moon and to carry out 3D mapping of the lunar surface. Second, study the mineral composition of the lunar crust and the presence of hydroxyl form of water and, if possible, the frozen form of water. Third objective, study the conditions of the outer space of the moon. Okay, what are the components of Chandrayaan 2? This program consists of mainly three components: orbiter, second is Vikram lander, third is Pragyan rover. It has three components. One is orbiter, second is Vikram lander, third is Pragyan rover. Orbiter, it moves around the moon and probes it using 8 different scientific instruments. So it moves around the orbiter, moves around the moon. Second is Vikram lander. Vikram is named after Vikram Sarabhai, the great Vikram Sarabhai. The lander is named as Vikram after Vikram Sarabhai. The weight of it is 1471 kg. The main objective of the lander is to get separated from the spacecraft. So what is the main objective? It is to be separated from the spacecraft and it should descend over the moon surface in soft landing. It carried around 4 payloads, which included the instrument for studying lunar seismic activity. What is seismic? Related to earthquakes. To study about lunar seismic activity, that is earthquakes, and also carried laser retroreflector instrument of NASA. Okay. The third component of Chandrayaan 2 is Pragyan rover. I'll spell it for you. Pragyan rover. Rover is a moving robotic device which was designed to move on 6 wheels, and it weighed around 27 kg. It carried 2 instruments for detecting the elements in the surrounding area of the landing. Pragyan rover is a robotic device which was designed to move on 6 wheels. It has weighed around 27 kgs. It carried 2 instruments, one for detecting the elements in the surrounding area of the landing. Okay, fine. So let's look at the launch and landing problem of Chandrayaan 2. Chandrayaan 2 was launched on board using GSLV Mark III M1 on July 22nd, 2019. Remember, this is very important. Chandrayaan 2 was launched on board using GSLV M3 M1 on July 22nd, 2019. Chandrayaan 1 was launched using PSLV C11 on October 22nd, 2008. So the common is 22nd. Chandrayaan 1 was launched on October 22nd, 2008 using PSLV C11. Chandrayaan 2 was launched on July 22nd, 2019. July 22nd, 2019 using GSLV Mark III M1. GSLV Mark III M1. Underline this in your notes. This is a very important point. Okay, this was the first operational launch of GSLV Mark III. Chandrayaan 2 was taken into geotransfer orbit and later maneuvered into different orbits and was finally placed in a lunar trajectory. On 20th August 2019, the spacecraft was inserted into lunar orbit. When was it inserted into lunar orbit? On 20th August 2019. So that is almost 1.5 years back. Okay. On September 2nd, 2019, the Vikram lander got separated from the orbiter, and finally on 6th September 2019, Vikram landing was performed. When lander was almost 2.1 km from the moon's surface, it suddenly deviated from its path and crashed into the lunar surface. So what happened on September 6th? When Vikram was landing, the lander was almost reached 2.5 kilometers from the moon's surface. It suddenly got deviated from its path and crashed into the lunar surface. Then ISRO completely lost contact with the lander. If landing was successfully carried out, the lander and the rover could have explored the moon surface for 14 days, during which the south pole of the moon receives the sunlight. ISRO took the help of Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter of NASA to identify the area where the lander crashed. When ISRO couldn't identify the crash site even by 20th September 2019, it finally stopped its activities to identify the lander. Okay, but the orbiter was successful, only we could not perform the soft land of the Vikram lander. Okay, and where was Chandrayaan 2 launched? It was launched onto the South Pole. Remember, South Pole, right? So let's look at significance of Chandrayaan 2. ISRO demonstrated the high payload capability of GSLV Mark III in its launch. Further, rocket saved the fuel of the orbiter, which increased the lifespan from 6 months to 7 years. Pay your attention here. The rocket saved the fuel of the orbiter, which increased the lifespan from 6 months to 7 years. ISRO tried to attempt soft landing for the first time on the south pole of the moon, which was completely unexplored by any country. ISRO tried to attempt soft landing for the first time on the south pole of the moon, which was completely unexplored by any country in the world. Since more than 95% of the objectives will be performed by the orbiter and very few experiments were given to the lander and rover, ISRO declared that Chandrayaan 2 was capable of achieving 90% of the success. So recently, ISRO has also announced that it's already ready to launch another mission to moon. So Chandrayaan 1 and 2 are successful missions. And ISRO is also ready to launch another mission to the moon. Okay, now let's move to the next topic, that is Mars Orbiter Mission or Mangalyaan or MOM. It is the India's first interplanetary mission. What is it? India's first interplanetary mission. India became the first country in successfully launching its satellite into the Mars orbit in a maiden attempt. So India was successful in the first attempt to launch a satellite into Mars orbit. There is a movie on this as well. It is called Mangalyaan movie. Try to watch it. It is very interesting and you will understand some scientific facts. Okay. The Mangalyaan or Mars Orbiter mission is another human effort to unravel the secrets of planet Mars. The mission is primarily a technological mission considering the critical mission operations and stringent requirements on propulsion and other bus systems of the spacecraft. Okay, let's look at the objectives. What are the objectives? Is to develop technologies required for designing, planning, management and operations of an interplanetary mission. The main objective of the Mars Orbiter mission is to develop technologies, that is design technologies, planning technologies, management technologies, operation technologies for interplanetary mission. Okay, there are two objectives here if you see in specific, technical objective and scientific objective. So technical objectives of the mission are to design and realization of Mars orbiter with the capability to survive and perform earthbound maneuvers, cruise phase for 300 days, Mars orbit insertion and capture an on-orbit phase around Mars, and also focus on deep space communication, navigation, mission planning and management. And the main important technical function objective is to incorporate autonomous features to handle contingency or emergency situations. So what are the scientific objectives of Mangalyaan? Scientific objectives are to exploration of the Mars surface, morphology, mineralogy, Martian atmosphere, to identify the presence of methane. What is methane? Why is methane important? Because it's a very good indicator of life. Methane is a good indicator of life, or which it can also help us in establishing the life on Mars. Next objective is to study in detail the surface features of the Mars and establish its topography. The third objective is to map the mineralogy of the Mars crust and understand its mineral composition. Fourth is understanding the conditions in the upper atmosphere of the Mars. Fifth, to study the two moons of the Mars. What are the names of the two moons of the Mars? There are two moons for Mars. What are the names of it? One is Phobos, 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 and the next one is Deimos, Deimos, Deimos. So to study the MOM wanted to study the two moons of the Mars, that is Phobos and Deimos. Okay, now let's look at the launch of Mangalyaan. ISRO launched Mangalyaan using PSLV C-25 on November 5th, 2013 from Satish Dhawan Space Center. The PSLV C-25 was the 25th launch of PSLV and a 24th consecutive successful launch. As we said earlier, PSLV is the workhorse of ISRO. The PSLV C-25 launched MOM or the Mangalyaan into geosynchronous orbit of 23,560 kilometers. Okay. Generally, Mars and Earth come closer every 26 months. This period is known as launch window. In the launch window, the Mars and Earth come close. They come close in every 26 months. The government of India gave green signal to the Mangalyaan in August 2012. The immediate launch window for ISRO to launch Mangalyaan was October. So they got permission August. They had to launch between October to November, which was only 15 months away. But ISRO was able to develop advanced scientific instruments based on the recommendations of Advisory Committee on Space. The mission consisted of 3 phases. The first phase is geocentric phase, second is heliocentric phase, third is Martian phase. What is the geocentric phase? During this phase, the Mangalyaan was orbiting around the Earth. ISRO could successfully take it into the Mars trajectory after a total of 5 maneuvers. So 5 times it orbited and then it was placed in the Mars trajectory. The next phase is heliocentric phase. During this phase, Mangalyaan was able to travel at a distance of 615 million kilometers in the Mars trajectory by making the Sun as a center. Okay, ISRO was highly successful in regulating the movement of Mangalyaan throughout its journey. And then the last stage or the last phase is the Martian phase. This is the most challenging part of the Mangalyaan was Mars orbit insertion. It has to insert in the Mars orbit. On September 24, 2014, Mangalyaan had successfully entered the Mars orbit, making India the first country in the world to launch a satellite into Mars orbit in first attempt. Okay. The successful Mars orbit insertion was possible by unique technology, that is satellite autonomy, developed by ISRO. What is the satellite autonomy? It is the electronic brain of the satellite which can take its own decisions without human control. As the Mangalyaan reached the Mars, the satellite by itself could be able to calculate the exact distance and accordingly decided to ignite the liquid apogee motor. The thrust developed during this process helped the satellite to enter the Mars orbit. So with this motor, which motor? Liquid apogee motor, it entered into the Mars orbit. Mars orbit insertion of Mangalyaan was first identified by Canberra Deep Space Network. Where is Canberra? Australia. They first identified and then immediately ISRO confirmed that atmosphere. Next is Mars Color Camera. This is a tricolor instrument, gives images and information about the surface and composition of Martian surface. They are useful to monitor the dynamic events and weather of Mars. Okay, the fifth one is Thermal Infrared Imaging Spectrometer. It measures the thermal emission and can be operated during both day and night. This can map the surface composition and mineralogy of the Mars. Okay, let's look at the significance of Mangalyaan. Okay, I'll ask you a question. When was it launched? When was Mangalyaan launched? November 5th, 2013, using PSLV C25. When was Chandrayaan 1 launched? October 22nd, 2008. Okay, using PSLV C11. After Chandrayaan, India launched Mangalyaan. When was it? November 5th, 2013, using PSLV C25. And in a spectacular thing, in Chandrayaan 2 was launched in the year 2019 using which one? GSLV Mark 3 M1, right, on July 22nd. This 22nd date is common between Chandrayaan 1 and 2. Chandrayaan 2 was launched on July 22nd, Chandrayaan 1 was launched on October 22nd. Chronologically, if you have to remember that Chandrayaan 1 was launched on October 22nd, 2008 using PSLV C11. Mangalyaan was launched on November 5th, 2013 using PSLV C25. Chandrayaan 2 was launched in 2019, that is July 22nd, 2019 using GSLV Mark 3 M1. Remember this in chronology, write this in this fashion in your notes. Okay, let's come back to the topic Mangalyaan. So let's look at the significance of Mangalyaan. With Mangalyaan, India became the first country in the world to launch a satellite into the Mars orbit successfully in first attempt. So it was successful in the first attempt, even though European Space Agency has achieved in its first attempt. So European Space Agency is not a single country, it's a group of countries, right? So even Mangalyaan was launched in the year 2013. It ran on the date of November 5th using PSLV C5. Okay, it was achieved within 15 months. It has 3 phases. One is geocentric phase, heliocentric phase, and then is Martian phase. The mission was successful because of the satellite autonomy system, which is developed by ISRO, and the liquid apogee emitter, through which the satellite could enter into Mars orbit. And it has payloads around Lintwan alpha photometer, methane sensor, Mars exospheric neutral composition analyzer, The object of the astrosat is to unravel the many mysterious mysteries of the universe. Was to study the mysteries of the universe. Okay, this is the most advanced observatory satellite by ISRO. Which is the most advanced observatory satellite? AstroSat. Okay, ISRO developed AstroSat in association with Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics, which is at Pune, Indian Institute of Astrophysics, Bengaluru, Raman Research Institute at Bengaluru, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, which is at Mumbai, and certain other universities as well as institutions in Canada and UK. The country's first multi-wavelength space observatory. Indian space scientists discovered ultraviolet wings of butterfly nebula using the information of AstroSat. Okay, they discovered what? Ultraviolet, that is UV wings of butterfly nebula. Okay, using the information from AstroSat. Okay, let's recap the entire class. We have started with Chandrayaan 1, objectives of Chandrayaan 1, and then we have discussed about what are the objectives of Chandrayaan 1, when was it launched, the date of it, October 22nd, 2008, using PSLV C11. Objectives of base station, lunar surface, minerals, water, study of origin of moon, map atmosphere, study radiation, understand gravitational force, identify a suitable landing place for the lander of Chandrayaan 2. What is the lander of Chandrayaan 2? You reply me in the comments. Okay, then we have seen PSLV C11. It was used to launch, and the payloads, it has 11 payloads, Chandrayaan 1, 5 from India, 2 from NASA, that is USA, 3 from European Space Agency, and 1 from Bulgaria. Okay, what are the payloads? Terrain mapping camera, moon impact probe, lunar laser ranging imager, high energy X-ray spectrometer, payloads of NASA, miniature synthetic aperture radar, moon mineralogy mapper, that is N3. Payloads of European Space Agency are Chandrayaan 1 X-ray spectrometer, sub-Kev atom reflecting analyzer, near infrared spectrometer, payload from Bulgaria, radiation dose monitor. It's a radon, radiation dose monitor. Okay, so it was terminated prematurely because of the higher temperature in the 100-kilometer orbit. And then significance of Chandrayaan 1 was it was the first extraterrestrial lunar exploration program of India. Okay, what could it achieve? It identified the water, that is in hydroxyl ion form, and it concluded the ocean magma hypothesis on the origin of moon was correct. It had found a new lunar rock which is composed of magnesium, iron, aluminum and chromium oxide, mostly made up of magnesium spinel. After that, we have found ice deposits in 40 craters. India's terrain mapping camera took around 70,000 3D images of the moon. and almost covered 70% of the moon's surface. NASA M3 mapped 95% of the lunar surface, and near the lunar equator we have found a big cave which is around 1.7 kilometer long and 120 meter wide. Okay, next we'll see Chandrayaan 2. When was it launched? Chandrayaan 2. We have to remember these dates. It's on July 22nd, 2019, using GSLV Mark III M1. For the first time it was used. Okay. What are the components? It is orbiter, Vikram lander, and a Pragyan rover. The Vikram lander was named after an eminent personality. You please tell me the name of the personality. Okay, the significance was its original lifespan was 6 months, but it is ran for 7 years. The only glitch was ISRO tried for a soft landing, but it failed. But for the first time, we tried to land it on the south pole of the moon, which was unexplored by any country. It was a success up to 95% because orbiter performed its job, and very few experiments were given to lander and rover. After that, we have seen Mangalyaan. When was it launched? November 5th, 2013, using PSLV C-25. Okay, what was its objectives? Objectives were to identify the presence of methane, study the surface of the Mars, understand the minerals of the Mars crust, conditions of the upper atmosphere of the Mars, study the 2 moons of the Mars, that is Phobos and Deimos. It has 3 phases: geocentric phase, heliocentric phase, Martian phase. Okay. After that, we have seen the payloads, that is LIMPHAN alpha photometer, methane sensor of Mars, Mars exospheric neutral composition analyzer, Mars color camera, and then thermal infrared imaging spectrometer. And the significance of Mangalyaan was it was successful, the first by a single country. This was achieved within 15 months after getting the permission. The cost of it, or the total budget, was $75 million, whereas NASA for its MAVEN has to spend around $671 million. Mangalyaan completed more than 5 years. Originally, the mission's life was just 6 months. Okay, right. Next, we have seen AstroSat. It is the first space telescope which was launched using PSLV C-30 on September 28, 2015. It has launched 6 foreign satellites. Okay, apart from the India. Major objective was to study the mysteries of the universe. Okay, it was developed by ISRO, and then Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics at Pune, Indian Institute of Astrophysics at Bengaluru, Raman Research Institute at Bengaluru, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Mumbai, and certain other universities from Canada and UK. So it has different payloads. One is propulsion counter, 2 telescopes, that is ultraviolet imaging telescope, soft X-ray imaging telescope, and an imager. The next is cadmium zinc telluride imager, and finally the 5th one is a monitor, that is scanning sky monitor. So it is the most advanced observation satellite of India to study the distant parts of the universe, like galaxies, planetary system, planets, black holes, all these things. Okay. With this, we'll end today's lecture. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.